Welcome all. So today we will discuss what is electromagnetics. Okay, it is a combination of two words, electro plus magnetic. It is also called as the EMT. Electromagnetic theory, EMT, and one another term is which is also used, that is the field and waves. Okay. Now let us start with. In this video, we will study what is electromagnetics or EMT theory, or you can say field and wave. Okay. Now and after that, we'll study why and what is the requirement of this EMT. Okay. So let us start with the what is the electromagnetics. So EMT is basically it is the, you can say, study of electric charge in rest and in motion. This is the definition of electromagnetic, or you can say field. Study of the electric charge in rest and in motion. As we know, we have the two types of the charges. Charge is denoted by the Q. So plus Q and minus Q. Okay, positive charge and the negative charge. Two types of the charges. So two types of the charges, positive or the negative. Okay. So EMT, electromagnetics, is the study of these charges in rest and in motion. They behave differently in different situations. Like they will behave differently in the rest, and the behavior will be different in motion. Okay, we will study that. And this is the definition of the electromagnetic. And what is the field? Because we generally talk about the electric field and the magnetic field. So what is a field? Okay, we have to define these basic terms. What is a field? Field is a spectral distribution of what? Of a quantity. Okay, spatial means space variation, space distribution in the space, spatial distribution of a quantity. Okay, quantity means if we are talking about the electric field distribution, then it will be electric field. If we are talking in terms of the magnetic, so it will be a magnetic field distribution. Okay, we will study it later. Just remember that the field is the spatial distribution of a quantity. Okay, so that will be a field. Now a time varying electric field will produce a magnetic field, or vice versa. Okay, we will see it. Okay, we will prove it. Time varying electric will produce a magnetic field and vice versa. Okay, for the time being, just remember that time varying electric field will produce the magnetic field, and time varying magnetic field will produce the electric field. Okay, now come to the main point. Now here we have already defined this electromagnetic and the EMT, and we have already defined this field. What is a field? Now, what is the requirement of this study, electromagnetic theory? Why we study this subject? Now, students, if you are studying a new subject, if you are studying a new theory, then you should ask this question: why I'm studying this theory? Why I'm studying this subject? Okay, so why this subject EMT? Why we study this subject? Okay, let us give you the basic example. Give you the basic example of the Earth magnetic field. Earth has its own magnetic field. Okay, uh, Earth has a very large amount of melted iron in its core. Okay, and this iron is revolving at very high speed in the core, and we know that this revolving iron is producing the magnetic field. So Earth has a magnetic field. That's why Earth has a south pole and the north pole. We know that. Okay, so like, let us say this is Earth. Okay, it has a south pole and the north pole, because it has a large amount of melted iron in its core, which is revolving. Okay, so that's why we have this south and the north pole. I'll tell you what are the benefits of this Earth's magnetic field. Because this because of this south and the north pole, we have the environment on the Earth, and this Earth's magnetic field also help us to counter the effect of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay, we have so many other advantages also. I'll discuss in the later half of this video. So let us move. So this is the first reason why we are studying this EMT subject, to study the magnetic field. Okay, now if we are dealing in the signal transmission, if you want to transmit a signal from one end to the another end in the free space or in the wired communication, so we require the knowledge of this EMT, because whether you are using the mobile phones, you are using the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, you are using the wireless mouse, the transmission is in terms of the EMT, electromagnetic waves. So everyone should have the basic knowledge of this subject EMT. Okay, some basic knowledge, and I'm not saying the complete knowledge, but everyone should have this basic knowledge of this subject. So let us move now. Why this theory, and how this theory came in existence? We will study that. Now let us say we have the simple problem. This is a simple circuit. Simple RL circuit, resistance and inductor in this simple combination. So here the voltage is given, and you need to find out the current in the circuit, current I, which we can easily find out by using the theory which is called as a network theory. Okay, let us draw a line here. So we can easily find out the current and the voltages across these two by using the network theory, in which we have the KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, and this nodal analysis are there. So many theorems are there, Norton, Thomlin, so many theorems are there. So this theory, network theory, is used to find out the current, voltage and the power in any circuit, okay, which is in closed loop shape. Okay, now come here and see the some examples. Let us say I am having this type of the problem here. This is a transmitter, this is a symbol of the antenna, transmitter, and let us say some distance apart we have a receiver. This is a receiver. Okay, now if this transmitter want to transmit a signal, okay, this receiver can receive it, but this circuit theory cannot explain this phenomena. Okay, transmission between the two antennas, this cannot be explained by this network theory, because network theory require the closed circuit to explain that phenomena. So here network theory fails. Now this is the first problem. Now take the second problem. Another problem. Let us say this is a conductor, hollow conductor, a hole is there. Okay, so this is a conductor, and on the left hand side we have a incident wave here. This is the incident wave, and then on the right hand side, back side of this, we have a point P. Now due to this incident wave, this is any wave, any signal you can say, due to this incident wave we will have a charge here at point P, and again this network theory unable to explain this phenomena, because this is the wireless transmission. Okay, there is no direct connection between this incident wave and this point P, and here also no direct connection. Okay, so network theory is unable to explain these type of the phenomena. So what is the solution? So we require another theory, and that theory is called as the electromagnetic theory. Okay, you can say that this EMT is a advanced version of the network theory. Okay, so let us draw the difference, how this EMT is different from the, just draw a line here. Okay, we are going to draw the difference here. Okay, draw a line here. So here let us say this is the network theory and this is the EMT. We want to distinguish between these two. We want to compare these two technology. Students, if you want to compare two technologies, you should do it like this, by putting a line between them. Okay, draw a line, then point wise compare. So this is the first comparison. Is in the network theory we generally talk about or find voltage, current and power. Okay, in a circuit, closed circuit, you generally just talk about this voltage, power and current, and all of these are the scalar quantities. So what are the scalar quantities? The quantities which have only the amplitude but no direction. But in the EMT deals with what? Vector quantities like electric field, magnetic field, current density J, and all these are the vector quantities. Okay, so arrow on the quantities distinguish between the vector and the scalar quantities, you can see. Okay, the second difference is here, as you can see in this circuit, the variable is time. Variable is time. We generally just plot the voltage with respect to time, current with respect to time, and power with respect to time, PT. Okay, but here, as we have already defined this field is a spatial distribution of the quantity, space variation. So in addition to the time, time t, we also have the space variation. So t, time variation as it is of this anti network theory, and the space variation is x, y, z. X, y, z. I am taking the simple Cartesian coordinate system. I will make a separate video on this coordinate systems. So remember, in the simple Cartesian coordinate system we have the x, y, z. So this is the time variation, t is the time variation, and x, y, z is a spatial variation. This is the spatial variation, space variation. Okay, so here more than one variables are there. Here in the NT only the single variable t. Now if you have a single variable, then simple differentiation d by dt, there will be a simple differentiation d by dt, and the equations are equations will be differential equation. Okay, equations in this for this circuit will be the differential equations. Now if we have the more than one variables, then we will have a partial differentiation, curl by curl t, curl by curl x, curl by curl y, curl by curl z. Look at that. Okay, this is the curl, don't confuse in this, this is the curl by curl z. Okay, so the equations will be partial differential equations. Okay, here the equation will be differential equation. Here, because of the more than one variables, partial differential equations. So these are the three differences. Now come to the main point. Now here just revisit this circuit. Now this, let us say this value of the resistance, let us say it is 100 ohm. Okay, similarly we'll have some value of this L, that is 0.1 millihenry. Okay, now you can pick this resistance and place it anywhere. Okay, and you also pick this inductor and place it anywhere. Okay, so this type of the circuit, okay, this type of the quantities are called as a lumped. You might have heard about this word, lumped parameters. Okay, so these are the lumped. You can place and pick and place them anywhere. Now take the example here, another this example here. Now let us say free space exists between these two antennas. Now free space have the resistance, its own resistance, inductance, capacitance, but it is distributed throughout the length. And let us say if there is a wired connection between the two antennas, you may have the wired connection or free space. If you have the wired connection, then let us say two-wire transmission line, coaxial transmission line. Okay, so many types of the transmission line. If there is a transmission line between the two antennas, still this transmission line will have the resistance, capacitance, inductance, but it is distributed throughout the length. So the parameters are distributed here. How will you define this resistance? You will define, let us say resistance will be 100 ohm per meter of length, or per kilometer of the length, or per centimeter of the length. So resistance is distributed throughout the length. You cannot extract that resistance and place it anywhere, because it is distributed throughout the length. So the last and the important point is, in the circuit network theory, we deals with the lumped parameters. You can place and pick and place it anywhere. Okay, but here the parameters are distributed. Okay, resistance is distributed throughout the length, inductance is distributed throughout the length. Okay, so these are the basic differences. Got it? Now, so you might say, you can, if you we have already compared with two technologies. NT is a classical technologies which came first. Then to remove these drawbacks of this NT, EMT, electromagnetics, introduced. Now here you can say that, let us say this is, if this is EMT, okay, that will be the NT, network theory. So you can say that this network theory is a sub part of the EMT. We can say that. Okay. Now, okay, this is done. Now let us discuss some basic quantities which is there in the electromagnetics. So let us start with the simple charge. The charge of an electron will be 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 90 coulomb. You should remember this. Okay, charge on an electron. Now due to this charge, moment of the charge, or not a moment of the charge, so if some amount of charge is there, we will have a charge density, and the charge density is given by rho. Rho is the charge, CHARG, charge density. Okay, so we will have a this type, rho L. Rho L is the line charge density, rho S surface charge density, rho V volume charge density. Okay, so unit will vary, we will discuss it later. Just remember we have these three types of the charge densities. Okay, and this current is given by dq by dt. Okay, the rate of change of the charge with respect to time is current, and how it is related with this charge density, current density, sorry. So the current density J is equal to I upon A, current upon area. This is the charge density. Okay, so similarly you can define it as for a surface charge density is there. Now let us move to the another basic terms which are used frequently in this electromagnetics, and these terms are, so we can split this electromagnetic in two parts, electric and, let us move it slightly here, electric and magnetic. Electric and magnetic. So we have two basic quantities for electric. First is E, which is a vector quantity. This is, what is E? E is a electric field intensity. Electric field intensity. Okay. Another quantity which is electric in nature is D. This is the electric flux. E stands for electric flux density or electric displacement. Electric displacement. Okay. Now again, the magnetic field also have the two values, B and H. So what is B? Many students confuse here. They say that the B is electric field intensity, but this is wrong. Just remember, B is, what is B? B is magnetic field density. Just remember this. B is magnetic field density. B is not equivalent to this E. E is electric field intensity, but B is magnetic field density. Okay, just clear it in your mind. What is H? Now H is magnetic field intensity. Okay, H is magnetic field intensity. Okay, now what are the units? What is the unit of this electric field? It is the volt per meter. Volt per meter, because this is the electric field is equal to E V upon D. D is in meter, so it is, we'll discuss it later. Just remember the units now. For the time being, just remember the units. These are the basics for the EMT, to study the EMT. Okay, I'll cover the whole syllabus of the EMT. Okay, we will derive the Maxwell equations, then see how they this EMT propagates in the conductor and this lossy media. Okay, we have I have this wave transmission in the lossy and conductor medium video already in this on this channel, so you can see that now. But these are the basics. Okay, I got the very good response from my subscribers and from my students, so that's why they asked me to make this basics video. Okay, so let us continue, please. Electric field, unit of the electric field is volt per meter. And what will be the unit of this electric flux? That will be unit of this D, coulombs per meter square. Coulombs per meter square. And what is the unit of this magnetic field intensity B? This is the unit is Tesla. T, Tesla, very famous scientist. Okay, okay, we want to design this prototype of the wireless electricity, wireless transmission of the electricity. Okay, which may be true in future in the 6G. Okay, or at this end of the beyond 5G networks. Okay, so Tesla, we have the this electrical company also with his name, Tesla. Okay, and this unit of this magnetic field intensity is, what is the unit? Unit is ampere per meter, magnetic field intensity. So these are the units. Okay, so okay, we have the relation between the B and H and D and E, because these this D and E are the electric quantities and B and H are the magnetic quantities. So we have the direct relationship. Okay, so D is equal to what? I'm writing here because we have some empty space here. D is equal to epsilon naught E. We have already defined this D and E. So what is epsilon naught? Note here is for the free space. So what is this epsilon? It is the permittivity of the free space. This is epsilon. What is epsilon? Epsilon is the permittivity. And this note is for the free space, permittivity of the free space. What its value for the free space? That will be equal to 1 upon 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 9. What will be the unit? Farad per meter. Now just look the units. Units are farad per meter. So whose unit is farad? Capacitance. So you can say that this is the capacitance of the free space, 1 upon 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 9 farad per meter. Capacitance of the, because of the per meter means, I have already discussed it. Per meter means distributed parameters. So the capacitance is distributed throughout the length. Okay, so this much capacitance is present. Permittivity, what is permittivity? Permittivity is the capacitance, farad per meter. How much capacitance of this free space? Okay, I think that will be clear now. See the unit and just apply the method. Now another term is this B is equal to mu naught H. We have already discussed B and H. What is the mu naught? Mu naught is the permeability of the free space. This mu naught is the permeability of the free space. What is its value for the free space? I am writing here. Mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10⁻⁻⁷. And what are the units? It's Henry per meter. Okay, concentrate on the units. Henry per meter. Whose units is Henry? Henry is inductance. So this permeability is distributed parameter, inductance, free space inductance. Okay, 4 pi into 10⁻⁷ inductance per unit length. Okay, similarly we have the resistance also, and these mu naught and this epsilon naught are related with each other like the C is equal to 1 upon under root mu naught epsilon naught. C is the velocity of the light. We put the values here, 1 upon 36 pi into 10⁻⁹ and this 4 pi into 10⁻⁷. You will get what? 3 into 10⁻⁸ 10⁻8 meter per second. No? This is the speed of the light. So you will get the 3 into 10⁸ meter per second. This is the speed of the light. So these are the basics for this EMT or the transmission line. So if you have any question, you can write this question this in comment section of this video. Okay, now I have started this course of the EMT. I'll put all the videos on this YouTube. Now I have already discussed it that what is the use of this EMT, why we are studying this subject. This is a very interesting subject. Everyone should have the basic knowledge of that. Okay, I have already discussed it. Now give you the simple what is the I have told you to give you the another benefit of this earth magnetic field. Okay, now as we have already discussed, we have the south and the north pole. Now let us say if we are sleeping like this, right? We are sleeping like this. This is a human being like this. This is the head and these are the legs. Okay, we are sleeping like this. Head. Now it is beneficial to have a head on the south direction and the legs on the north direction, because this earth magnetic field will penetrate this person such that he or she will expand. Okay, will expand if the head is in the south direction or legs are in the north direction. So it is always advised to have a sleep while your head is facing south. Okay, if you sleep in the opposite direction, then this earth magnetic field will have the compression effect on our body. Okay, the headache and this body ache will be there. So it is always advised to sleep in such that your head should be in the south direction. Okay, you can have the head in this east and the west. You may have, okay, but this is the best position because of this earth magnetic field. Because earth magnetic field will help us. Okay, you will get a good sleep. Okay, So that's all for today. Now, thank you, thanks for watching.